大家好，
大家好。
我们来介绍一下我们的中文课。Hello, everybody. We have been studying Chinese for over 3 years now, and we would like to share with you the most exciting moments that we have experienced so far. Let's start with the general question why people should study Chinese. We have interviewed our classmates to get the true answer.
你好, tell me something about yourself.
Okay. 你好, my name is Maria. This is my fourth and final year studying Chinese. I started um, the Chinese class when I was in ninth grade, and now I'm a senior. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
And now the second question is, what was your favorite Chinese project or activity so far?
I think my favorite Chinese activity was going to the Chinese school and teaching kids English. And I was able to learn a lot of Chinese as well because they would teach me Chinese and I would teach them English. And I think it was a really cool experience.
Okay, and now let's talk about the studying structure. So, what type of things do you study in Chinese class?
Well, now that I'm in the more advanced class, I'm able to learn about like social issues in Chinese. Like recently, I was able to learn about, the gender gap and gender inequality within Chinese society. And I was able to use a vocabulary I learned from that lesson to talk about those same issues, but in my own country. And now I'm learning about the environment, and hopefully I'll be able to talk more about the environment in Chinese. So yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. And why you have decided to learn Chinese in the first place?
I think Yeah, I think I wanted to, obviously we all had to learn a language, but I thought Chinese was the most interesting as well as the most challenging languages that was offered in the first year of AAP. And also, Chinese is such an important language. It is the number one language that is spoken in the world. And I think if I'm able to, at least know how to speak a little bit of it, maybe in the future, if I ever want a job and I need to know Chinese, I will know, the basics. And I love learning languages, so that was my main reason.
Okay, and why do you like our Chinese teacher?
I like our Chinese teacher because she is really down to earth and she's so easy to talk to. And she also, um, she loves teaching the class and you can see it. And she's the best teacher I've had at AAP because I've learned so much from her. And I think that when like a teacher loves their job, you can really see it. And I can see that she really does enjoy teaching us. So yeah.
Tell me something about yourself. For example, for how long have you been studying Chinese?
Yeah, I've been studying Chinese about a year, and yeah,
And are you enjoying it so far?
I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it's one of my favorite classes. I was always interested in Chinese, so yeah, I'm finally doing it. Yeah,
And what was your favorite Chinese project or activity so far?
probably drawing with like these small bees, which are like these long pens, in which you have to dip it into ink, but and then you have to draw with them. Not draw, but write Chinese characters. That was probably my favorite.
So do like calligraphy, something like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And what type of things do you study in your class?
We mostly study everything about Chinese, like writing Chinese characters, reading Chinese characters, and like speaking Chinese. And probably my favorite is like probably writing.
Okay. And
Yeah,
why do you learn Chinese? Is there a
yeah. Like
reason why you chose Chinese?
there isn't really a reason. I was just interested in the language. I just wanted to learn Chinese, and well, and I really like the culture, like the Chinese culture and the traditions and stuff. So that's why I was interested in this class.
That's nice. And lastly, why do you like our Chinese teacher so much?
First of all, she's really kind and nice. Uh, like she's always she knows the you can see that she knows the topic very well, and she's very encouraging in class. She doesn't get mad very easily. She's always calm, and she's always supportive. Like she just helps you whenever you want. She never says no, and yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so hi, Nicole. Our first question is tell us something about you and how long have you been studying Chinese?
Um, Something about me, I moved to the school this year from America, and I've been studying Chinese for a year now.
What was your favorite Chinese activity so far or project?
My favorite activity was probably either like there was like a dialogue for hobbies when we learned about hobbies, and that was a pretty good one. Or right now we're doing like a cultural presentation. That's kind of fun.
Those are interesting. You kind of answered this already, but what kind of things do you study in this class?
So throughout this year, we went from introducing family, learning dates, learning how to express what we do in free time, making appointments, and just basic conversational stuff.
Why did you pick Chinese?
I chose Chinese because in my past I've studied Latin, French, and Spanish, and I figured since I can kind of get like talk in those languages, like I can communicate, I figured I would try something else.
Makes sense. Good choice. Why do you like the Chinese teacher? Because I think she's amazing.
Yeah. She really takes the time to like explain stuff and like kind of really tries to make learning fun, which like if you're just learning vocabulary words in a lot of languages, it can be just a lot of like repeating and just like writing stuff over and over. But like she tries to like make up at least some sort of activity so it's not just like writing pages and pages.
I agree, yeah. It's fun. The class, a lot of fun. So now you saw one student from each of the Chinese classes, and you might be wondering, where is Chinese 3? Well, that's us. We have been studying Chinese for 3 years now. So, Vanda, what was your favorite Chinese activity so far?
So, our favorite Chinese activity, I think we really enjoy creating our own conversations after learning each chapter. It puts the new vocabulary into use. So, I think that's really our activity that we enjoyed. And also, we really like going to Chinese restaurants and ordering food in Chinese. It was a great experience, and the food was just, you know,
Delicious. For people wondering, what is the structure of this class?
So, our class structure is divided by chapters. We start by learning vocabulary, then studying its given dialogue, learning grammar, and then practicing and practicing. And then every day we have a non graded dictation on the new characters to practice and not forget them because that's easy to do. And after a week, we have a proof of learning in the form of graded assignments like speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And now, you, Sophia, why do you learn Chinese? Or why have you started learning Chinese in the first place?
Well, I was teaching myself Korean at the time of applying to AAP, and I saw that this school offers Chinese, so I wanted to try another Asian language. I already studied Spanish and French in my old school, and I'm happy I changed it up and tried something new.
I'm glad you did. And now, last question, and that's why do we like our Chinese teacher so much?
We love our Chinese teacher because she's very friendly and understanding and teaches the subject very well. So well, actually, that we both decided to continue studying Chinese with her over Zoom while we attend university next year.
But there are many more reasons to study Chinese. Firstly, Chinese is the most spoken language in the world. More than 1.2 billion people speak Chinese. Chinese speaking people are living all around the world.
It also looks good on your CV with Mandarin being needed in business. Knowing the language will make you an attractive employee. The company you're applying for will see you as a valuable person.
By learning Chinese, you're exercising your brain. Studies suggest that learning Chinese uses more parts of brain that are required for other languages. Learning Chinese takes intensive brain power.
You can travel to China, which is a very beautiful and interesting place, and you'll be able to communicate with the locals and improve your skills. As well as China, Mandarin is also spoken in countries such as Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, Philippines, and Mongolia.
And finally, Chinese food. I don't think we need an explanation for that.
Every year that we've been in face-to-face school, we went to a Chinese New Year celebration in the Prague Congress Center. There we had the opportunity to talk to native Chinese speakers, ask them questions, and buy their merchandise.
During the Chinese New Year celebration, we also had the chance to put on traditional Chinese costumes. It was so fun. Also, in our normal Chinese lesson in school, our teacher, Miss Tsai, was kind enough to get us some amazing dumplings and rice cakes. She's amazing.
In class, we tried traditional Chinese calligraphy. It taught us to keep a steady hand and better our artistic skills. Then we could take the art home and hang it on our wall.
Some students went to Chinese school to help out their students. It was an internship where they helped Chinese kids study English. Our students speak about it as an amazing experience, interacting with the true Chinese culture. They have learned a lot from them too.
During the year, we have a conjoint presentation where we put things to present. A lot of times we compare China with different countries.